time to talk about Barney's hot crazy scale from How I Met Your Mother and why it's important to analyzing hi-fi audio gear. Frequency response graphs are important, but they don't tell the whole story. Frequency response graph is the equivalent of a profile photo. It tells you something, but it tells you something only about one dimension. It certainly does not tell you the entire story, does it? It's important to spend time together. It's important to spend time listening to the audio gear and trusting your ears. And only by listening to audio gear is the tonal personality of that gear going to be revealed to you. Now, what do I mean by tonal personality? Well, first, as Barney would show you, and by the way, there's a link in the description to a YouTube video from How I Met Your Mother, with Barney explaining the hot crazy scale. But there are two dimensions. There's attractiveness and there's personality. And if you want to go forward and have a relationship with a piece of audio gear, with speakers, headphones, IEMs, if you want to spend your money on it, just the profile photo, just the frequency response graph tells you how attractive it is, but it doesn't tell you what you need to know about the personality of the gear. For me, it's an important part. And thus the hot crazy scale, bringing in to the analysis, the assessment of audio gear, the personality of the gear when listening to it. So what do I mean by that? All right, tonal personality. When you hear a piano being played on speakers, headphones, IEMs, does the piano sound like an upright piano or a grand piano? I want that piano to have the beauty and the richness and the deep tonality that makes me believe it's being played on a grand piano. And on the treble, does the treble sound like a flute, or does it sound like it's playing a recorder? So there's this great track that I use by the jazz musician Nelson Rangell. It's called I Loved You, past tense. And it's just a grand piano and Nelson Rangell playing the flute. And flute can bring a lot of treble energy. And on a lot of speakers and headphones and IEMs, that flute, it places, do you remember the recorder when you were in elementary school and they were teaching music? Recorder's kind of dry, and a flute is not. A flute has a beautiful tonality and almost an ethereal nature to it in the upper treble regions. And I want that track, I Loved You, by Nelson Rangell, to sound like it's being played on a flute the way it was recorded, not remind me of an elementary school recorder. The third thing that I listen for is guitar strings. Do the guitar strings, when plucked on an acoustic guitar and played, do they have a richness and a beauty to them, or is it just accurate and a little bit boring and lacking in that something special? And that's the best way, because I don't like making up adjectives and throwing out word salad of misused, appropriated adjectives. The best is it's just lacking something special, because when you hear speakers or headphones or IEMs that have that tonal personality and there's something special to the sound of the guitar strings. And there is, I just often just say there's something, a beauty to the tone and the richness. And that has nothing to do with the frequency response graph, which is useful, but it's telling you between 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz at different places along the spectrum. Is that boosted 6 dB? Is that recessed and pulled back 1 or 1.5 dB? Is there ear gain? Where does, when you say the treble rolls off, that's reducing, the SPL level, the decibel level. It has nothing to do with tonality and sound and richness. It has to do with how much accentuation or is retraction the right word? Recessed is being pulled, down. That's what a frequency response graph shows you. This is why How I Met Your Mother's Hot Crazy scale, I want to know when assessing audio gear, both the personality, the tonal personality, hot, crazy, beautiful, fun, as well as the attractiveness based on the frequency response graph. So getting back to the Dunu Da Vinci X XDuoo IEMs, I think these are a great example of why the hot crazy scale is important. Because, take a look, I've got them currently on my iFi Go pods. If you look at the frequency response graph only of the Dunu Da Vinci, you're going to conclude, oh, this is a bass head IEM. Oh, these are going to be really bassy. Oh, these are not going to be balanced. There's too much bass. You would not be irrational for being scared off from ordering the Da Vinci's based on the frequency response graph. But I'm here to tell you, once I listened to these, spent time together listening to them, I was very surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. The bass is not muddy or boomy. It is enhanced, but it is still accurate, and it makes these IEMs have a great personality. They are fun. They have so much personality. And when I listen to my bass tracks that I like to go through, I listen to Maroon 5's Sunday Morning. I listen to Justin Bieber and Billie Eilish, Bad Guy. I listen to Ex-Ambassadors, Shadows. I listen to Cabas ENAMORANDONOS, a Spanish pop dance track with a driving dance bass beat. All of these have different types of bass that I'm looking for and I'm listening for, but I really expected on the Da Vinci's, with that frequency response chart, that it was gonna be too much. These weren't gonna sound good. They sounded great. The bass was not distorted. It was not overdone. It was not in the way. It was fun. It just made you want to move to the music or dance. Great sound and great personality. Then a favorite test track of mine for both tonality in the bass, treble glare, is Miles Davis, Someday My Prince Will Come. because Miles is playing muted trumpet. Wynton Kelly is playing piano with some very high notes that on a lot of gear brings some treble brightness to it. And if you've ever listened to Miles Davis muted trumpet, brings a lot of treble energy, and it's very easy to bring treble glare. And there's also saxophone, there's upper, it's a really good test track, and it's long. But what shocked me about these, I didn't get any treble glare, wasn't too bright, sounded great, but what I was not expecting, I wasn't listening for, was that enhanced bass, the upright bass in the background on Someday My Prince Will Come was more noticeable, more evident. It wasn't pushed in front, but it was just revealed. And oftentimes I love upright bass. Oftentimes I listen for, and I'm trying to bring it in and hear it. Didn't have to listen for it. The upright bass was just right there when it was Miles Davis soloing on the trumpet, or Wynton Kelly on the keyboards, or it was very surprising. And it was great. So then I went to more acoustic jazz, like really simple Oscar Peterson trio, Bill Evans trio, Count Basie. And the same thing, these are not bassy, dance, rock. They're calm, quiet, simple acoustic jazz. But what the enhanced bass on the Dunu Da Vinci's made that upright bass, it just, these were fantastic for listening to acoustic jazz. I was not expecting that at all. But since these have been in the house, when I want to listen to jazz, I've been grabbing the Da Vinci's and just really enjoying that chill, beautiful, acoustic, simple in terms of, just 3 or maybe 4 instruments playing, not musically. My son would tell me it's often very complex. So that is the personality. Now I'm going to use what the metaphor I used in my review recently of the Moondrop xCrinacle Dusk, and say the best way to describe these Dunu is, let's see, where are my notes here? Okay, the way I described it, and it's perfect. The DaVinci xGiz-Audio, DaVinci, Dunu Da Vinci xGiz-Audio. These are the girl that's pretty, but not hot, but it's her personality that really attracts you. She's so much fun. After you spend time with her, you're just thinking about, when is the next time I'm going to spend time with her? She's fit, she's attractive, but it's her personality that you love spending time with. She's just fun. These Da Vinci's have so much personality, and they're so much fun to listen to. And, I intentionally paired these with the iFi GoPods because they're Bluetooth. And when you go to Bluetooth, you're giving up something, right? We know that. But you're gaining no fuss, no muss, no hassle, simplicity. Just grab these and go. but you're giving up something. When I put the Dunu Da Vinci's on here, I'm making up for that loss of Bluetooth with this personality, with the fun bass. This is a perfect match because these are so much fun, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything when I'm listening Bluetooth with the Dunu Da Vinci on the iFi Go Pods. It's I've been grabbing for these a lot since I've had them, and really good. All right, let me cover a couple of other items. Okay, another upside surprise. This cable that they came with, it's a 4-wire weave, doesn't hold a memory, which means it's not jank at all. I love the feel of it, and it comes with this really nice system where 3.5 millimeter, also 4.4 millimeter, and this unscrews and they go right in. But also a plug-in adapter for the full-size headphone, which goes over the 3.5 millimeter. It's like, you've probably got those, but for $300 IEM, I really, really like this cable. And it's got 2 replaceable adapters plus a bonus adapter for the full size, which I use on my tube headphone amps and on some of my full size amps that have good headphone stages. I really like that. That's nice that was included. Let's see, what else do I love? Oh, I love them on the Go Pods. They are fantastic with option with the Bluetooth. And I really try and avoid commenting on how things look aesthetically because everybody's aesthetic and is different. What you like, I might hate. What I hate, you might love. I hear reviewers all the time go, "Oh, that's so ugly," and I kind of like that, or vice versa. But this is stabilized wood, and the back is black, and yeah, you can see but I think it has a sort of understated, sophisticated elegance to it. I like it. Your mileage will certainly vary, but I was pleasantly surprised by how good looking I think it is. Obviously, the Dunu ear tips, they have the very specific Dunu tips. That's what I've been listening with. And this is my first time listening with their tips. It's kind of wide and soft. I don't know if it's silicone or rubber, but I really like the tips. My first time, and I usually prefer Zenefit X Elastics or foam, but I put those on because it was Dunu, and I haven't taken them off. They've been perfect, comfortable, and just sounded great. Let's see, what else do I have here? Yeah, I will say, so this is the case that it comes with, and nothing wrong with it, but take a look. This is the iFi Go Pod. Look at the iFi Go Pod's a little bit thicker, but in terms of size, it fits in your pocket, but I don't think it really works in your pocket because it takes up your whole pocket and it kind of bulges. I mean, this is larger than old style wallets from back in the day. So nothing wrong with it. but it's larger than most. But overall, the personality of the XAudio Dunu Da Vinci is fun. It's engaging. I suspect you will like listening to these way more than you think you will based on looking at a frequency response graph. I love the cable. I like the versatility. And for $300, this is a strong, strong buy recommendation from me. I did not expect much from these. I did not really expect to like them, and I love these. These aren't going back. I'm keeping these, and super fun. This has been Hunter-Gray-LUV-Music. If you have watched this far, if you like my approach and attitude and insights into hi-fi audio gear, please consider subscribing, share the video, comment down below. Like always helps the algorithm, and I would love to have you become a supporter on Patreon so that we can I can do more and more with the channel. But I think it's time to. I'm done. We're done. Cheers for now, everybody.